Robbie Williams provides the voice when Robbie the Reindeer joins Santa and his team. Hooves of Fire coming up here on BBC One in just over 5 minutes. And this afternoon at 4:35, BBC One goes back 145 million years to walk with a dinosaur called Big Al. Boxing Day is Harry Potter Day on BBC Radio 4 FM, with Stephen Fry reading the complete story of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, starting at midday.
This Christmas, BBC One has exclusive coverage of the royal family.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby David.
Bye-bye, baby David.
Bye-bye, baby David.
Bye-bye, Debra, baby.
The royal family, Christmas Day at 10:10 on BBC One.
This Boxing Day, you may not be feeling quite yourself. You're beginning to see spots. Maybe you need
101 Dalmatians.
I've heard Jeff Daniels, Hugh Laurie and Glenn Close.
Yes?
Star in the network premiere of 101 Dalmatians, Boxing Day at 5:25 on BBC One.
The news now on BBC One with George Alagaya.
Good afternoon. The biggest ever Christmas engineering programme is underway on Britain's railways. Railtrack is trying to install new rails at more than 60 locations where defects were found after the Hatfield train crash. But even by the end of the year, there'll still be more than 300 speed restrictions on the network.
At Chorley in Lancashire, specialist heavy-duty machinery is lowered onto the tracks in preparation for the massive engineering works now well underway. The job in hand, involving some 8,000 workers, is to replace some 25 miles of track and 50 sets of points at 6 locations. Workers have now been drafted in over the Christmas period in a concerted move to speed up repairs to the rail infrastructure. With well over 400 speed restrictions still in place following the Hatfield crash, the rail network has been suffering severe delays. It's hoped this engineering blitz during the quiet period will lead to about 100 of these restrictions being lifted, and it's reported that the bill for Railtrack may be as much as £500 million. With the repairs going on round the clock over the festive period, including here at Wimbledon in southwest London, workers are getting sizable incentives. Those completing 8-hour shifts for 8 days stand to collect around £3,000, say the unions. According to Railtrack, about 80% of services should be back to their pre-Hatfield timetables by the end of January. John McIntyre, BBC News.
The Queen and other members of the royal family have attended the traditional Christmas service at Sandringham in Norfolk. It was a second public appearance in 2 days for the Queen Mother, who was driven to the service in her electric golf buggy. She walked into church on the arm of her grandson, the Prince of Wales. At least 13 people have been killed and dozens injured in a series of bomb explosions at churches and other religious sites in Indonesia. The attacks came as millions of Christians were celebrating Mass on Christmas Eve. Our correspondent, Jonathan Head, reports from the capital, Jakarta.
No group has yet claimed responsibility, nor is one likely to if this incident follows the pattern of similar attacks this year. But Indonesia's embattled president was in no doubt as to their motives. They're trying to destabilize my government, he said, by stirring fear and panic among the people. They may well succeed. This was a well-planned bombing campaign, clearly calculated to terrorize the Christian community at a time when relations with the Muslim majority are already strained. The finger of suspicion is bound to point towards elements of the military, who are often blamed for stirring up religious tensions. Whatever the dark forces are that are operating in Indonesia, the badly divided government seems powerless to stop them. Jonathan Head, BBC News, Jakarta.
And the Pope condemned the violence against Christians in Indonesia in his Christmas message. He reminded people everywhere of the violence and suffering that still disfigures so much of the world. The 80-year-old Pope made his comments in his message from St. Peter's Square before tens of thousands of people. The Pope said he was thinking with great concern of the Holy Land and the bloodshed blocking the path to peace in the Middle East. Much of Scotland woke up to a white Christmas. Snow has been falling this morning and more is forecast for later today. Around Glasgow there have been several showers overnight. Central Scotland has seen a sprinkling of snow, but the heaviest snows have been in the Highlands. That's it for now. Hope you're having a happy Christmas day. I'll be back at 5:05. But from all of us here in the newsroom, have a very good afternoon.
Hello there, happy Christmas. And if you are heading out for a walk this afternoon, it is going to be cold. A raw northeasterly wind blowing across southern areas, and in parts of Scotland temperatures will struggle above freezing. We have had those snow showers about across northern and eastern parts. Down towards the south, though, most of this is rain, although there is a chance of some sleet or wet snow here, mainly on high ground this afternoon. For the north, there'll be sunny spells and wintry showers, most of which will be in the north and the east. Tonight it's going to be cold and frosty. There'll be ice on untreated surfaces, some snow showers in the north, more snow showers here through tomorrow, bright in central areas, cloudy and damp in the south.
Walking with Dinosaurs is coming back to BBC One for a festive one-off special.
Christmas is a time for forgiving.
No, you stay here. After all, what's mine's yours.
And forgetting.
I don't care who it was. I just need to know.
A time for kind words.
You're a failure, Melanie.
And good deeds. A fiery festive season in Albert Square.
I'm not standing around here being sorry by you.
Begins with the first of 2 Christmas episodes.
He said they didn't love you anymore.
EastEnders, Christmas Day at 5:15 on BBC One.
He was a ferocious hunter.
Al is frequently wounded.
Born in a world of hard knocks.
He has a torn arm, ripped claw and smashed ribs.
A young romantic.
She is not interested.
He lived to kill or be killed.
These youngsters only have a few weeks of protection before the mothers view them as fast food.
From his first breath to his last, life for Big Al was an enormous adventure. This is his story. A Walking with Dinosaurs special today, 4:35 BBC One.
Robbie Williams is the voice now on BBC One in the animated Christmas fantasy that's becoming a bit of a favourite, Hooves of Fire.
Christmas Day on BBC One unwraps the tiniest people.
Horror is never seen and never heard.
Did you see his little hands? And reveals the biggest monsters.
In 7 short years, he could become a gigantic predator.
A Walking with Dinosaurs special at 4:35. The Ballad of Big Al.
I'm not going to do anything stupid, are you?
It'll be an unforgettable Christmas in Albert Square. EastEnders at 5:15.
I'm the king of the world!
Leonardo DiCaprio.
You learn to take life as it comes at you.
And Kate Winslet.
Put your hands on me, Jack.
Star in the network premiere of Titanic at 5:45. Followed by a second helping of EastEnders at 10 to 9. A Christmas Day feast on BBC One.
Oh, Bob, are you lacking a fire that you don't have a muffler indoors? So look.
Victoria Wood with all the trimmings, 9:20 Christmas Day on BBC One.
A fiery festive season in Albert Square begins with the first of 2 episodes for Christmas Day at 5:15 here on BBC One.
It's Christmas time,